So, welcome to the penultimate module. 11 weeks is no joke, it's worth celebrating. And to have come this far, and even if you're watching for the sake of you watching it, I tell you, you cannot be the same after 11 old videos. So, I present to you, drum roll please, the 40-day recovery challenge. It's not a magic number, it's just because you want to build new patterns by repeated um, actions, activities over time. So new patterns will be building new brain pathways. And new brain pathways will give you a new life ultimately. So why 40 days? Like I said earlier, it's not a magic number. Science will tell us that the brain changes through repeated experiences, repeated actions, repeated steps. And by that concept of neuroplasticity that we talked about earlier, that the neuronal wiring can change when you take off the initial insult, the initial lifestyle, the initial routine or template you used to follow, and then begin to adopt a new one. It can grow in a new trajectory. We've been saying the addiction pathway and the recovery pathway. So you want to take time doing activities that set you on the recovery pathway that you will know, yes, now I have a well-worn pathway that is easier for me to travel, and by travel to live out. So neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to form new connections when you consistently choose new behaviors. And I said it that you want to show up every day. You want to be consistent. Some days will be perfect, some days will not be perfect, but be intentional about stewarding those activities that will still foster your recovery. Even on a day that you had a slip up, still do some activities that is fostering your recovery. That may be the day you choose to sleep at all costs, as early as possible. That may be the day that you say, whatever happened, even though I slept up, I will still drink water because it's still one of the necessary tools on my recovery journey. So 40 days will give us a meaningful period to interrupt the unhealthy pattern that you've built, to practice your new recovery habits, to strengthen the neural pathways in your brain now, then also gives you room to develop consistency. And then because you've done it repeatedly and you've got it right for 40 days, you begin to build confidence that this is something doable. It's not a big deal after all. And your progress will come through repetition. Repetition, not that you get 5 days perfect, then you get another 5 days not too good. If that happens, no big deal. Begin again. That may mean that you're beginning another cycle of 40 days. You understand? So we have two pathways that we've said earlier. Every decision you make is strengthening one of these two pathways. Look at them well. One is colored red, one is colored green. Green means life, growth, positives. Red means danger. So you get to choose which one every time, by every decision, by every action. The old pathway, trigger will happen. New pathway to trigger will happen. That you can expect. But the old pathway would lead you to craving, to addiction behavior or substance, to a temporary relief, and then to guilt, and then the cycle repeats itself. The new pathway, the trigger happens, you pause, you ask yourself, you reflect, what is happening? What do I need? What can I do for myself? You make a healthy choice from that place of pausing. You continue to steward your recovery journey. You repeat. The more of this you do, you're literally building a new pathway. And the fact that you're not paying attention or using the old pathway, it begins to down-regulate. So what you repeatedly practice becomes stronger. And like I've said repeatedly, our brain is designed to change, and it changes through repetition, nothing else. So the 4 recovery pillars that we've been talking about all the while, every day you want to intentionally strengthen all 4 areas of your life. Your recovery is strongest when all the 4 pillars work together. If you leave one area neglected, you're reaching the other area. So your ability to build a lasting recovery is hinged on integrating all 4 consistently. So biologically, you're getting good sleep, eating nutritious meals, drinking plenty water, exercising regularly, taking prescribed medications. Psychologically, you're journaling your thoughts, you're practicing emotional regulation, you're challenging negative thought patterns, you're learning new skills, you're seeking professional help. Social pillar, you're connecting with supportive people, you're attending recovery meetings, you're building healthy relationships, you're serving and encouraging others, and you're staying accountable. Spiritually, you're praying daily, reading and meditating on the scriptures, engaging in worship, listening to worship, practicing gratitude, and you're spending time in silence and reflection. So you want to build this as a daily habit. So daily, what are the things I'm doing for my biological pillar? And you have a checklist. If you are watching this on any of the media platform, the workbook crafted, curated for this module and for all the other modules have workbooks that you integrate and sit with throughout the week. The workbook for this module is available if you registered for the course on Seller or if you are in any of the recovery cohort. Now, if you're watching this on any of the media platform, whatever year you're watching this, just go to Foster Hayes Mental Health Consultancy on Seller. You will find the addiction recovery course, this particular one. You find it there, purchase it. It's at a giveaway price, trust me, at a giveaway price, considering the value that is inside. And then you have access to those workbooks, so at least you have practicality to what it is that we are sharing here. So your daily recovery routine would include things you're doing in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and we are logging this for 40 days. That would then mean that your accountability partner knows that you have a 40-day challenge, and they can call you up on the 10th day, bring your tracker, let's see how well you've done, your habit tracker. On the 20th day, bring your habit tracker, let's see how well you've done. You can't lie to yourself, you can't lie to them. There's no point. I think at this bus stop and as adults, what's the worst? Nobody will beat you now. So be honest. Maybe you got 4 days right. That's a point for inquiry. Your accountability partner, your coach, your therapist should be able to ask you, what happened on this day? What could we have done better? What could we have done differently? What happened on this day? How could you have reached out and asked for help? What happened on this day? So it's an opportunity to inquire. Every relapse is an opportunity for inquiry. So in the morning, you want to begin your day with prayer. What you spend your time doing the first 3 hours of your day sets the tone and the agenda for the rest of that day. So you want to begin with God, set your heart on God, set an agenda for that day. Begin with scriptures, eat a healthy breakfast. On this recovery journey, except on days you want to fast, please do not skip breakfast. Speak a recovery affirmation. So you want to craft your own affirmation. Again, in the course available on Seller or in the recovery cohort, you also have that affirmation crafted for you, but you want to also craft your own, because there's a way you sit with God over time and then he begins to speak to you about your own purpose. So you want to craft that which has been deposited in your soul. Okay, and of course you drink water very well, and then you plan your day with purpose. That would then mean you have a to-do list. What am I doing today? If you have a job, I do this, then I do this in the afternoon. If you have schooling, you list it out. If you don't have anything doing, please volunteer. Please volunteer. An idle hand is the devil's workshop. When we say serve, volunteering is also a way of serving. You could volunteer in school, you could volunteer in an organization, in a hospital, you could volunteer in a store, you could volunteer to help your grandmother, to help your own parents. Just make yourself positively useful and positively productive. You don't want to have idle time where you're just in the house doing nothing. If you don't want to volunteer, then enroll in a learning forum. Maybe you're learning a craft, you're learning a skill, just so that you're positively engaged throughout the day. So you plan your day with purpose, but you would only be able to plan your day with purpose if there's something you can do that day. Not that you're in the house watching Netflix and watching movie. That would not be you getting on your recovery journey. So in the afternoon, you want to include exercise. If that was not included in the morning and you want to get moving throughout the day, don't sit at a point. Do an emotional check-in every now and then. How am I feeling? Hungry, tired, exhausted, sad, worried, confused? Check in. You have to check in. And then every check-in is an opportunity to explore yourself so that you're not sweeping emotions under the carpet. Then by the time you get home in the evening, you now have this overwhelm. that has been piling up all day and you don't know what to do with it other than to smoke or to watch porn or to engage in casual sex. Do you understand? So you want to do frequent checking every now and then. If it means that you're going to have a timer on your phone that beeps every 4 hours and says check-in, you ask, how do I feel? Do an emotional check-in. And then you may finish it with prayer. Oh, God help me. Give me grace for the next 4 hours. Afternoon, again, healthy meal. Connect with someone who is supportive. So that could be a call, that could be a text message. Someone who is supportive, who knows you're on the recovery journey. Who you say, I'm just checking in to let you know that I'm doing well. So you're trying to keep the relationship flowing so they can continue to be of support. So that could be a mother, that could be a spouse. Then you want to continue to stay hydrated. Remember we said earlier that even mild dehydration can leave you with confusion, fogginess, and tiredness. And then this can masquerade as a craving. Then you want to reflect on one truth from the scripture. That could be something you incorporate. Then in the evening, you want to journal your thoughts and emotions. What happened today? How did I feel? What are my thoughts? How am I feeling now? Then you want to practice gratitude. What am I thankful for today? However little. Then you want to pray and release your worries. Whatever has happened, just give it to God. Then you review with your day. What went well today? What can I improve? And then you prepare for a restful night. Remember we said about sleep hygiene. You want to put off gadgets. Screen time, take away screen an hour before you sleep. Light meals. If you want to bath, you bath. If you want to plug in music, meditation, you do that. And then you sleep on time. So it means you have a target bedtime and wake up time. Now, when cravings come, please do not panic. Cravings is what you would expect on this recovery journey. That's just your brain trying to call your attention back to the addiction pathway. You know, it reminds me of the Bible scriptures that says, in this world, you will have many trouble, but be of good cheer, be of good courage. I have overcome. So on this recovery journey, you would have a number of cravings, but be of good courage. You can overcome. Do you understand? So don't panic. Cravings are normal. They are temporary and you can survive them. So you have the power to choose a different response. For every craving, give yourself 20 minutes timeline, 20 minutes rule. But not 20 minutes being idle and waiting for it to pass. You are consciously doing something. Remember the pathway, the addiction pathway has called your attention. Come and visit us. Come and see what's happening. And you give a 20-minute window to continue on the recovery journey. By the time your 20 minutes is up and you've done some of the activities I will explain here, whatever craving arose then, you know, it comes like a like a wave. It goes up and then it has come down. It peaks and then it has come down. You don't want to be idle during the peak period. So most cravings will rise, will peak and gradually decrease. Give yourself a 20-minute timeline. What happens? What do you do when the cravings meet? Also, take a couple of breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Again, in through your nose, out through your mouth. I'm just saying breathe. So you breathe in, out. Do it a couple of times. In, out. We want to do it 10 times and say a quick prayer. Lord, have mercy. Lord, help me. Give me strength. Give me courage. I can do this in the name of Jesus. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Declare a couple of scriptures that you have mastered. For this your recovery journey. You breathe again. That may mean you're getting up to take water. And then that may mean that you're going for a walk, 5 minutes walk, 2 minutes, you put a call through to someone. You may go with your journal outside if your room is not safe and you decide to do some journaling in front of maybe the passage, the frontage, the backyard of your house, wherever that is. And then when you're done, you come back in. By the time you do all of this, 20 minutes is up. In that 20 minutes, your craving should have died down. Your craving is a visitor, it's not a commander. You don't have to invite it to stay. You can discourage and distract yourself and do something else. If a craving eats in the night, it's the same thing you will do, except maybe you may not be able to go for a walk because it may not be safe where you stay, or you can call someone. You can call the mere fact, you know what I said, that once you can break the hold of secrecy, you are firmly set on the recovery journey. I'm struggling, I just want to call you. Even if it means you say, tell the person, please stay on the call. Stay on the call. It can be a video call. I say, now watch me. I want to go and drink water. Watch me now. I want to pick up my journal. I'm journaling. So it means you have to have someone who has this invested interest in you. And what better person than a family or a spouse? So please, your recovery partners, please get, the more you can get, the better. You have two, you have three. So that if you call Mr. A and he doesn't pick up, can you call Mrs. B? Can you call Brother C? Please remember, if you have cravings, it doesn't mean that your recovery journey is not being well stewarded. It just means there's an old pathway that will call your attention every now and then. And sometimes maybe that life happens, life throws you a curveball, and then the triggers happen, and then the cravings come, because that's what you used to know as what brings relief. So cravings are not a sign of failing. It's a sign that you are healing. Because otherwise you will never call it craving before. You say, we are doing what we used to do. So every time you choose differently, you are strengthening a new pathway. So you may feel the urge to use, but you don't have to obey it. You will choose freedom every day. You will choose your recovery. One choice, one moment, one victory at a time. Now, what if you relapse? It's lapse. It's not the end. Sometimes it is part of the recovery journey. You continue. One setback back does not erase your progress. What matters most is what you do next. So 5 recovery steps. Supposing you have a relapse, stop immediately. Don't continue. Don't say, now that we have relapsed, what's the point? Let us just cuckoo continue. No. Don't continue. If somebody is listening and say, what is cuckoo? Well, I'm African, I'm Nigerian. It means let's just continue. Why bother? There's no need. So you stop immediately, you tell someone. Secrecy strengthens addiction. Honesty strengthens it. So call someone immediately. Do you know what just happened? I just went to that channel and I promised not to. And the person puts you through. Do you know what just happened? I just wrapped a blunt now and I just smoked. And the person puts you through. What happened? Tell me about it. Do you still have more stash? Go flush it down the toilet. Show me the video of you doing it. Now take a couple of breaths. What happened? Can we process this? Do you need to come over to my place? Do we need to schedule up an appointment with your therapist? Do you need to journal this? What can I do for you? Then you would then want to identify the trigger. What was the thing that triggered you, that made you have a relapse? What was the need that you were trying to meet with the substance or with the behavior? Was it tiredness? Was it anger? Was it boredom? Was it that you're trying to just feel alive? Feel happy? Which pillar became weak that you had a relapse? Was it that you were not praying enough? You were no longer journaling? You were not sleeping, so you were tired? Or you were now consuming junks, so you were having sugar cravings? Then you want to make the necessary changes to protect your recovery. Once you're able to identify, this is the pillar that was weak, this is what happened. And then you continue your recovery journey. A lapse does not erase your progress. You keep moving. So you want to learn from every relapse, forgive yourself, recommit to your plan. So even maybe on day 8 and then you have a relapse on day 9, use that as a learning period. Day 10, we pick ourselves up, we continue again. And you trust that healing is happening, even if you have a relapse. Trust that healing is happening. In fact, with this you've watched so far, healing is already happening. So a lapse is a lesson. Your past does not define your future. God's grace keeps you moving, keeps you strong. Your recovery, in a way, is measured by how many times you return, not by never stumbling. If I when you hear 2 recovery stories and someone tells you, I relapsed, then I pick myself up, I relapsed, then I pick myself up, and now this is 10 years down the line, I've been sober. Versus someone tells you, I never relapsed. There's one that gives you more hope that if this person relapsed severally and then he's 10 years sober, no, there's hope for me. And then we want to also celebrate small wins. Remember, we said dopamine, this reward and feel good hormones is what is being released in addictive behaviors. You want to, every time you say no, every time you ask for help, every time you sleep on time, every time you are consistent with your exercise, every time you spend time with God, every time you journal your thoughts, every time you drink enough water, every time you attend a recovery meeting, or you encourage someone, or you complete another recovery day, celebrate yourself. You ask me, what do I celebrate myself with? Find something noble, find something honorable. Is it a bottle of Coke? Yes, I know what I mean. I know we said no Coke, no sugary drinks. 40 days after, 10 days after, if that is your own kind of thing, is it chicken? Is it taking yourself out for an outing? Is it that you will dance away? Is it that you watch a movie you've been waiting to watch? Just find something that you can use to celebrate yourself, celebrate your progress, not perfection. When you celebrate yourself, you're building confidence, you are reinforcing healthy habits because you are rewarding yourself. You're not waiting for others to reward you. If your accountability partner does this, beautiful, but you don't wait for people to do it for you, then you're reinforcing healthy habits. It will keep you motivated and then remind you that a change is happening because you're literally tracking your record, and it shifts your focus from what is wrong to what is going right. So for the next 40 days, you can decide to craft your own 40 days from this video, but the workbook, like I said, is available for those who would want to commit to the paid program, to the paid course, or would want to register for any of our recovery programs. All right, so stay committed, stay consistent, transform your life 40 days, one day at a time. So now, supposing you now craft this 40 days and you're like, who's going to be the person watching me who will support me? Could you give a copy to your recovery friend at the end of the evening and call, today was a perfect day. Help me take everything. I got it well. Or maybe your mentor or sponsor, or maybe your therapist, or maybe your accountability partner, you text them, today I got it all right, take it all. And then you take a copy yourself. Or you text them and you're like, today I got this right, but today I slept late and I woke up late. Don't take this. So just that accountability, that conversation around this recovery journey. So you want to join recovery group if you have not done that already, check in with someone daily. You want to attend meetings or events, and then you want to pray, you want to encourage someone. Healing happens within the context of connection, not isolation. All right, this has been a very beautiful one. I am joyous to be able to share this 40 days recovery tips with you. I